Fáilte over Cordia, you're welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. Well, today we are on lovely Achill Island in glorious sunshine for the official launch of the Fit Stick Walking Trails.
Many years ago, we were in Finland and discovered, I suppose at that time, a new sport at the time called Nordic walking. And essentially Nordic walking would be for people who walk but want to get a lot more fitness from the walking, where they involve upper body to a large extent. And so for that reason, Nordic walking brings much more by way of intensity to walking, burns more calories, and so on and so forth. Most of my work is about trying to find ways, if you like, to get people who don't move very much to move a little bit more. And that obviously brings you into the area of people with health issues, people with disabilities, older adults who maybe, know they should be moving a little bit more, but aren't. And so what we found was that many people, obviously, that if they have any sense of balance worries or whatever, then they choose maybe not to walk, because problems like steps or slopes or icy roads or whatever, or even windy conditions, they might be a little bit concerned. And so the poles, obviously the activator poles, firstly and obviously they sort of solve the problem of the balance issues, because the poles are used in front. The activator poles are used out in front, whereas Nordic we're pushing backwards. And so Nordic walking came from cross-country skiing. Yeah. We've developed a whole series of exercises, as you've said, that mobilise joints, strengthen really important muscles in the body that are just useful in functional fitness, things for getting out of chairs, coming downstairs and so on and so forth. We include a lot of balance exercises to improve their balance, and stretching exercises. And as you said, on the idea of the Fit Sticks trail, it's not just a walk. If you have your poles, at the beginning you do your mobility exercises for your joints. Along the walk there are exercises that challenge you for strengthening and so on and so forth. People are calling it now jokingly the stations of the cross, okay? That on the way they have to do their squats or their lunges or whatever. And then when they finish again, there are a series of stretching exercises. So my half hour on a Fit Sticks trail, or my 40 minutes on a Fit Sticks trail, isn't just a walk. It's an exercise session promoting functional fitness from a health point of view.
I'm Edel O'Malley. I'm here in Achill and I'm the facilitator of the Activator Pole Walking Programme since last autumn and winter. I've been running 5 classes here in Achill, Curran and in Mulranny, and it's been enthusiastically received. What is activator pole walking? Well, I trained up in it in the last year myself here in Mayo, because the Mayo Sports Partnership were offering it, and my background as a physiotherapist made it for me an obvious choice of an activity that would really be worthwhile for a community setting like Achill and Curran. We introduced the programme through social media and advertised in the Mayo News, offering it to everybody. I mean, Activator Pole Walking is an inclusive walking programme for all fitness levels. Initially, people joined an introduction class, but as the word of mouth grew about the course, the enthusiasm grew as well. So we developed 1 class into 5 classes between Curran, Achill and Mulranny. So a whole broad range of ages actually. People came supporting the programme once they discovered it was around getting physically active but having some fun. Activator pole walking is for everybody. You can see I'm carrying the poles. You learn about functional fitness. So what's that? That's being active but building your strength, building fitness, building balance and coordination. So it appeals to everyone. Here on Achill we have Fit Stick trails. You can see them behind me. So there's an infrastructure in place and we're launching them so that people can independently walk with the activator poles.
I think it's great to get out among the people and have the crack and meet people that we haven't seen before, So,
and how are you finding the stick?
Very good, very good. Great for the bones. Good exercise.
Would you do the walking?
Well, in the house now I'd do it in the hall and outside and that, Yes.
And were you going on a walk today now? How are you feeling about that?
Very good, very good.
2 years ago I got health problems with my lower back. And this activating pole really eased a lot of my pain and manages me to walk much much easier. Huge help with my balance, huge help with my confidence. From being able, 2 years ago, I could walk. I live back in Mavillan, can't pronounce that properly, but I couldn't walk anymore. I walked with no bother 2 years ago to this church and back, and now I can just about manage it with the poles.
Okay, and you're looking forward to getting out on your walk today?
I am indeed. Just a short, mind you. I'm building up to it again.
We come one day a week. I get picked up more often than not. My sister-in-law, we go in there and you know, it gets you out of the house.
Well, I've been involved here now with the committee for a while, you know, and it's great that we get out together. I suppose the fact is, over COVID was very hard for people, but you would see people out walking themselves. But then when this came along with the poles, and you're getting involved then with the community as well, which is fantastic. And the benefit of meeting up with friends and meeting up with the community is fantastic, especially for the older people, and as we get older as well, to be doing the exercise. Now I go pool swimming myself in Mulranny a few times a week, and some of the girls do sea swimming here as well in the summertime. But the fact that we can get together and do different exercises, because I find with using the poles, we're using all the muscles, and you know, we're getting great benefit. I think for balance, we do balance exercises as well, and we stretch all the muscles that we have in the body. And we have, as you can see, we have great fun, which is the main thing, you know what I mean? So really it is all about community.
Come out every winter, really love it, really enjoy it. And anyone, you know, that are feeling nervous about coming out or, you know, being shy about it, just come out. Any age group, especially the older people that are sat at home just listening to the radio and having a cup of tea, just get out. It's lovely, you'll really enjoy it.
Were you worried about getting involved?
No, I wasn't really, no. I just find it very easy to, you know, get involved, and just the walking and chatting to people. It's really good. It's just good for your mental health, you know, it is. Really enjoy it. And you get to know a lot of people you mightn't have seen for years and years, you know. You think, oh, there she is, that lady I knew years ago, and oh, yeah, it's great, yeah.
It started here in October, and I wasn't doing the job I'm doing now. I came here myself because 2 years ago, mainly because of sitting in front of a screen, my job went from meeting people to just being totally not 24 hours, but my day's work was online. My knees seized, so I spent a year not walking. So I came to the class here because I just wanted to build up the muscles and start. And before that, I could only walk on flat ground. Whereas now, with the help of these, because my knees still aren't perfect, but I'm able to go out on the walks, or I'm able to walk up or down hills. So, as I say, while I did that, I saw social prescribing in action, because we do the exercises like you saw us doing here this morning, but then when we go on the walk, people go in twos and have a chat with the person beside them, and they don't necessarily stay with that person. They might move on or move back, and it's a real chance for people to just check in, see how they are, see what's going on, have, you know, a little bit of fun. So as I said, for me, the activator poles are absolutely social prescribing in action. That, you know, people love to come here. You know, we're getting out and about, we're getting fresh air, having fun, and, you know, going in for the cup of tea afterwards. So it's great.
Mayo County Council library servers are also playing a role in this initiative.
Libraries are no longer just about books. Obviously, we still have a fabulous range of book stock, but there's so many other exciting things happening in libraries at the moment. Healthy Ireland at Your Library is part of our national strategy, and what we do is we provide relevant book stock chosen by medical professionals, e-books, e-audio, physical books in all our branches across the county. And I suppose the reason behind it is there's so much misinformation out there, and many people turn to Google symptoms or find out more information, whereas this book stock is actually peer reviewed and chosen particularly to deal with different issues across the health sector. We not only lend books, we've now gone into a number of different other interesting areas. In a partnership with CRE, we now lend blood pressure monitors. And that means that people can drop in for free to their local library and borrow a blood pressure monitor. And the beauty, I suppose, about libraries is libraries are free. They're free for everyone. There's no cost, no charge. All you need to do is pop in and ask to become a member, and you literally are a member across every library in the country then, and able to borrow their services. And recently, one of our newest initiatives is the Fit Sticks, and we will be lending these pole activators from our local libraries, and again they can be borrowed for free. So that means that people can use them to go off and walk on some of the lovely trails that are around Mayo, particularly in this part of Achill. They can be borrowed for free from the local library as well, which means they're available for everyone to borrow, because the big thing about the library is it's inclusive. Everybody is able to avail of the services.
Now join us in part 2. We're heading for the lovely village of Dugart, where the Minister, Hildegard Naughton, will be joined by walking groups from across the county for the official launch of the Fit Stick Walking Trails.
We're very lucky in Mayo because all the agencies recognise the importance of collaborating and I suppose making more bang for our buck in relation to the different initiatives that we roll out. We know that if we work together and pool all our resources, we will actually achieve much more for the benefit for the communities. So for this project, we had the people of Achill, of course. We also had the Healthy Communities Local Development Officer Mairead Carney. We had Mayo of Sports Partnership, Charlie and Ray McNamara, and of course then other elements are the Healthy Libraries come in on board as well. So there's lots of different, within Mayo County Council and outside of Mayo County Council, we work very closely with the HSE in relation to the Healthy Communities project. So there's great, lots of different things going on. And we also report very into the Local Community Development Committee, or the LCDC as we know it.
So the concept of the trail came at the start of the programme. 250,000 was provided from the Department of Health for enhancement monies to build the infrastructure in Mayo, and the Local Community Development Committee agreed to put funding into 4 Fit Stick trails in the Sláintecare area. So those trails are in Lack and Balmullet, and here today there's 2 of them in Achill as well. So the idea was to reimagine the trails for health and to look at what can be done to make them inclusive. So what we've done with the tourism and amenity section was to actually redesign them. They're short trails, they have rest areas on them, they have exercise areas on them, and they're there really to encourage people to get out and get physical and get physically active and get out and about. So that was the idea of the trails, and that's where the money went to. But there's no point in putting in trails, you know, if people can't walk. And what we found when I was talking with the community groups was that older people and people with illness weren't coming out of their homes. So with Mayo Sports Partnership and funded by Sláintecare Healthy Communities seed funding, we supported the equipment and tutor costs for the Activator Poles programme that we'll see demonstrated later on today. And that programme was about encouraging people and empowering people to actually get out and be physically active again. So it's for older people with injuries, they may have difficulty walking, young people with disabilities. The trails are perfect, they have a lovely surface, they're short, and now we have a group and a community here in Mayo that are looking at their health and walking and reaching their physical activity guidelines.
And there seems to be a great response from the local communities to this initiative.
Oh my God, there's been a great response from the local communities to Sláintecare Healthy Communities and to this particular programme. I suppose The community knows, Henry, what's best for themselves. So in fairness, when they saw the programme that we were suggesting, and they'd asked for a physical health programme, they embraced it in a big way. They call it the Dancing with Poles programme, really, because it's brought cheer, it brought people out of their homes. You'll hear examples later on of people with major illness, from cancer to hip replacements, that come out on their weekly sessions here and walk 1 hour a week. The demand was so high here in Achill, this is the pilot area, that we had to run 9 classes over a period of 6 months, and we currently have a waiting list. So it just shows how important it is, and it also benefited the healthcare professionals.
The Mayo Sports Partnership is in place since 2005. We're funded by Sport Ireland. We're hosted here under Mayo County Council. We were set up with the main aim of increasing participation in sport and physical activity and maximising resources on the ground. And so you can see here, even here today in Achill, utilising the fantastic natural resources that we have here in Mayo. We got funding from Sport Ireland for this in 2021, along with working with Fit Walk Ireland under Frank Fahy, and we had 400 sets of poles, and we developed a leaflet, a booklet of how to use them. And this is just after COVID, so we were able to get these poles out all over the county.
If you're driving around Achill in the evening, they're out and people are looking at these other people that has these 2 sticks with them, but they're in effect, it has been a great kind of joint up thinking with community and the healthcare service, and it's people coming back out after COVID, and generally it's retired people, but it doesn't have to be, and it's great for the mobility, but above that there's the social element to it, and you have people meeting up for coffees, and people that maybe were friends years ago, but life took over, Henry, and now they're back talking together and meeting different people because it's right out all over the island and out to Curran, the peninsula out there as well, so, and out as far as Mulranny, so it's covering huge area, and lots of people are getting to mix and meet, and if you're not able to go to Keele on a Tuesday, you could go to Curran on a Wednesday and on to Mulranny on a Thursday, so you'll get your training in.
Mayo County Council, along with other councils, have explored in promoting walking areas. That's for every age group, and that's the most important thing about this occasion here today, that the elderly, the young, people with disabilities can avail of all these walks where there's picnic benches, there's benches right along the walks where they can take a rest and chat. And I suppose really the real benefit of it to the communities is the interaction between the local people.
Confuse yourself, 2 poles together.
Nordic walking is hugely popular out in Austria and Germany and those locations, and these trails lend itself directly to those. So from a tourism context, it's another addition to our bow in terms of trying to promote the products that we have, so we can really target people that are into the outdoors in the Nordic countries, particularly that we have flight paths in and out of Germany now. So we can target the Nordic walking and the pole walking because we have the designated trails here in Mayo. So again, we're leading the way on that. For me, I think it's about being inclusive, and it's about being able to target all age profiles and all people of different types of mobility issues. So, this is definitely the jewel in the crown in terms of the walking infrastructure that we have.
I'm Cynthia. I'm one of the members from Curran who was in Adele's group for 20 weeks, and then once that was finished, the ladies expressed a desire to be able to continue it. So I just kept showing up every week at 10 o'clock, and I'd organize, send out the texts, and then everybody needs somebody to lead the exercises. So I started doing that, gave them funny names, and kept the ladies coming and crack the jokes and make the singing, so that it turned into a real good time to be there. And I then shared all the exercises so that everybody has an exercise that they can lead, that they like, and then we all do them and try to make it as fun as possible.
The Minister was joined by local public representatives and officials from Mayo County Council to address the walkers.
To see this collaboration, this multi-agency project that is going to benefit our local communities and the well-being, as was said earlier, of people of
It's wonderful to be here in Achill Island this morning, and it's great to see the huge turnout here of people taking part in physical activity in the Fitstick trails. My department allocated over €400,000 for this project and projects similar to this. This is about getting people moving at community level, healthcare and our physical and mental well-being. It's so important to us, but it's about doing it as a community and supporting communities to do it. So having the walking sticks here to enable people to do it, having local communities coming together in an enjoyable way, and you can hear the music and the atmosphere here, and I just want to really commend everybody involved, particularly Mayo County Council. This is a really important part of Healthy Ireland and what I'm doing within my department to fund exact projects like this where people can walk safely, particularly people with mobility issues, that they also have equal access to walking facilities right around the country.
I was going to say, this is something you'd like to see rolled out across the country now. In terms of the success of what you're seeing here in Mayo.
Yes, we have a number of these healthy communities across the country. The one here in Achill is a real example of people working together and being coordinated. And if people are recovering from surgery, from illness, that they too can be active, but that they're going to be supported and helped to do it. Because sometimes when you're sitting at home, it seems like a huge challenge to get out. So this is where the collaboration comes in, where you're actually assisted in doing it.
So you've got a little bit of downtown time now, and you're going to actually try a little bit of the walk yourself.
Yes, I'm going to try the walk, and I see your beautiful beaches here as well, so I might try a cool down after if I get time. It's a wonderful island, such beautiful scenery, and it's just lovely to be out here with the local community and enjoying it.
Thank you so much for having
Joanne Crahan, Director of Services, Mayo County Council, acknowledged and praised the multi-agencies involved with this initiative.
It was great to have Minister Hildegard Naughton here today, and she understands that the energy within the communities is really what drives progression. Today's event was made possible, of course, from national funding and the support of our elected members, but also by the multi-departments within Mayo County Council that supported this initiative, and that's our community department, our tourism department, our library services, sports partnership, along with all of our stakeholders and community partners. And it's so important that and again, like that collaborative working together, the collective thinking behind it, it makes it happen, and really special things happen when we work collaboratively. You know, the Minister was very positive today, and it was great to hear that she will always remember Mayo and the fact that we led in this initiative and in this space when she's looking at her budget and considering project proposals for future funding.
With the formalities completed, the walkers made their way to the starting point of the trail for the unveiling of a plaque to mark the occasion.
3, 2, 1.
Well done. So that's it this week from beautiful Dugart on Achill Island. We look forward to your company next week at the same time. So until then, slán go fóill.